Welcome to Susan's Cozy Condo. I told you last week that we were going to get together and make a wreath. So today's the day. I'm up in the craft room and we're going to make a big mess. But before we get started on the wreath we're going to make, I wanted to show you the prototype for the wreath that we're going to make. I made this one for myself. It's a little bit different from the one we're going to make. It's a few things different, but basically it's the same. And I'll show it to you and show you the things that are going to be a little bit different. So hang on, let me adjust the camera. There we go. This wreath has a 12 loop bow. I added, it's the same ribbon that's going to be on the wreath that we're going to make, the pumpkin ribbon, this striped ribbon, but I added burlap ribbon, and I added this cotton ribbon because this wreath I have added cotton to it. My porch is a covered porch, so the cotton will be fine. It won't get messed up. So I just stuck some pieces of cotton in there because I really wanted to use that cotton ribbon. And that's probably the only difference from the one that we're going to make, the cotton and the ribbon. So that's a peek of what I made, and now we're going to go and start making the new one. Hi friends, it's Susan. Are you ready to make a wreath? Let's try this. We're going to make a fall wreath. This is the first time, I think it's the first time I've ever done one on video. I'm not sure. I hope I have the camera angles right. I have the wreath hanging up here on my wrapping station. I took the wrap down and just hung the wreath so you can see it. And I'm going to show you the colors that I'm going to use in the bow. I have not made the bow yet. I might do that in a separate video because I don't want this video to be too long. But I'm using this ribbon, and I think I cut it like 21 inches. And then this burlap colored ribbon. And then this pretty pumpkin ribbon. So, oops, sorry about that. Let me set that aside because the reason I'm using that ribbon is I am going to use, these are the main staples on my wreath. I have 2 of each of these, and we're going to put that in there, and then we're going to fill in the wreath around this. And this is what I call kind of my cheat method. This is the foundation of my wreath. I have, like I said, I have 2 of each. And I'm going to put 2 up here and then 2 down here. And I'm going to leave a space right in here for the bow because I'm going to try to have all my greenery florals on this side. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to kind of lay this stuff in. I'm not going to glue it yet. I like to kind of lay it in and see how it looks, and then I go back and glue it. So this one is a little bit bigger than this one. So I'm going to put this one in first. And for right now, I'm just going to shove it down in this grapevine. Like that. And this is kind of just to get an idea of how it's going to look. And then I'm going to shove this one down in there. Like that. Now, just doing that, I can tell I need to move this one up a little bit. So I'm going to move this one up. And that's the beauty about using these floral clusters like this. You can move it around a lot easier than just individual pieces. So I'm going to stick that in. You kind of just weave it in between the vine. Stick it like that. And that kind of brings it over this way. And then I'm going to move this one up. Looking for a hole to shove it down into. And I'll probably have to trim those stems, but I just want to get an idea of how it's going to look. Kind of like getting the lay of the land. I think it's going to have to go lower. even lower than that. There. I think something like that. And see, I'll be filling in around these pieces here. But this is just to give me, I guess, a foundation to build around. And so now I'm going to add these next two down here. And remember that my bow is going to go here. So I'll leave a space because once I put the bow in, I'll fill in with some of these other little florals. So I'm going to stick this in, and there's a big vine that's running right here. I don't know if you can see it. So I'm going to shove this under that big vine. And you know what? I am not a perfectionist at this. And there's no exact science with this either, except that I think that this needs to be moved over here a little bit more. You just put it in to where you think it looks good. It's your wreath. You do it the way you want to do it, and the way you think it looks good. So now I'm going to add this, the matching one to this one. There we go. So here is your foundation. Like you're building a building. This is your concrete block you're going to build around. And remember, the bow is going to go here. I have not made the bow yet, but we'll do that. And now I will work in, I have these florals. I have this. I've already cut most of my florals. I haven't cut this one. This I'm going to work in. These little flowers I'm going to work in. And these. And I also have some acorns that I'm going to work in. I'm not going to work any cotton into this one. The other one I made, I put cotton in it. But this, the person that's getting this will, and I can't say their name because they watch my videos, they do not have a covered porch. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. That's the plan. So let's stop the video. I'm going to make the bow. I would say, I don't want to show the bow on the video because it's going to make the video too long. So let me make the bow. And if you need to know how to make a bow, let me know. I'll do another video on that. I learned to make them from Arlene. She calls them funky bows. She got the name from somebody else. I don't even remember who. And she's a wonderful teacher. She knows how to position that camera just right so you can see exactly what she's doing. And she goes very slow, and she's very precise, much more precise than I am. But so I'm gonna stop now, make my bow, and then come back. Okay, I'm back. I made the bow. Arlene and Kim from Arlene from Arlene's Country Craft Corner and Kim from Sweet Daisy Creations. Don't judge my bow. But it's a 9-loop bow. So I had 3 strips of the burlap ribbon, 3 strips of the pumpkin ribbon, and 3 strips of the striped ribbon. And I just alternated it up, down, up, down, up, down. If you really need to see a tutorial, I would suggest looking at Arlene at Arlene's Country Craft Corner or Kim at Sweet Daisy Creations, because they are the masters. I'm telling you, the masters. So now I can put my bow there and I can see exactly what I need to fill in. So I have my foundation and I'm going to add the bow right here and then see what needs to be filled in. So let me find a big old clumpy, that needs to go down, hunk of grapevine and twist this ribbon around it. And when you know, I just had my nails done. I'm probably going to mess them up. Daggone it. This is not kind to your nails. Alright, get in there, you little rascal. I got it. Alright, I'll tie it in better, but right now I'm just kind of trying to lay things in to see what I need and how it's going to look. So that's with the bow right there. It's not, I've only got one side threaded through. So now let's see, we need to put all these little pieces in and see how they're going to look. So the next larger pieces I have are these. So I think I'm going to cut some of these apart and put them in there and use that, start working on filling the thing in. And basically what I do to the top, I'm going to do to the bottom. So I think, let's see. I'm just gonna, like I say, I'm just laying this in here now. I'm not gluing it yet because I may change my mind. So I'm just gonna lay that in there like that because I want to give it some wispy, like it's a thing of nature. So let me find a matching one for the bottom. On it. Here we go. So I'm going to put it in down here at the bottom, kind of over to the side, like that. And then I think I'm going to fill in with some of these, maybe right in here. Put one down in here. And see, this is either got this one for Walmart or the dollar store, so you kind of have to finagle those a little bit. So I'm gonna push that up, kind of put that down in there. Let's see, let's add these pine cones. I think these pine cones came, this one with the pine cones came from the Dollar Tree, which it was a pretty full. Now this yellow here is the ribbon I'm using to hold this wreath up here, so don't pay attention to that. Let's see. Now maybe there is a pine cone on this cluster, so let's stick another one right there. And then there's a pine cone down here, so let's stick another one like right in here. Okay, I think we need to add some of these pale yellow flowers. So let me clip them apart. These came from Hobby Lobby. Okay, so I have two of those. And I think I'm going to put those in kind of down this way. Well, let's try it. I don't know. That's why I don't glue it in just yet, because I have to put it in and look at it and survey it and see. I don't think I like that, actually. I don't. Let's see. Maybe. Let's try. Whoops. Let's try up in here around the bow. How about that? What do you think? That around the bow. And then one down in here around the bow. these flowers I want to work in. And I think I need, well, I need to put something along in here. So, I'm going to try these acorns. And this is probably the cheating way to do it because I used those clusters, but it just gives me something to work around. I'm just not, I can't start with one single flower. I just don't have that, well darn, that pine cone fell off of that one. I just don't have that knack. And I'm gonna bend, no, I don't like that. Let's see. Hang on, let's see, maybe let's try these flowers. One there. One down here. Put some of this down here. Put it over here. I need something in there. How about like this? It's really just a matter of stuffing the stuff in, stuffing the foliage in, and seeing what you like. Now I want to add these pumpkins. I think maybe I'll add one down here, like this. I'll glue that in if I decide to keep it there. And then one up in here. Like that. All right, let's use some of these pine cones. And I would have been really intimidated with making a wreath before. Well, I made deco wreaths for a couple years. Those are so easy. You know, you can hide all your mistakes in those. But when I watched Liz from Traditions for the Season and saw, you know what, when she does a flower arrangement, it's really not exact science. You just put it in, and when it looks good to your liking, then you go for it. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. I'm just throwing this stuff in. Filling in the gaps. I made the mistake the first time I did this by gluing it initially, and then I'm like, oh, I don't like that, and then I got to pull the glue out, and it was not fun. So I learned, maybe I'll put that here, to just kind of fit it, kind of like when your grandmother was making dresses back in the day. She'd cut it out and pin it on you and see how it looked, and then she'd sew it together. That's kind of what I'm doing. Sorry, I'm not talking, I'm concentrating. Let's see if we can get something around this bow. Now I do have some of these leaves. Once I decide where everything is going to be permanently, I will hot glue these in. I'll just cut the little leaf off the stem and glue it in. Okay, getting down to, I have a few acorns and a few pine cones, and that's about it. And I'll probably glue everything in and might add them in. I'll have to wire those together. Okay. So I'm going to take you off the tripod and pull you in closer and let you see how I just have everything laid in. I think, let me take you down. Okay. I think I need some more, or to move this, see this is drooping right here. So I'm probably going to have to wire that piece up into the, because this piece is part of the, well that's not, but this here is part of the original cluster. And then I added this on. So when I glue it in, I'm going to have to make sure that I glue it up. But let me see if I can get the, see what you think. I think it looks pretty good. Now, these things are just laying in there, so once I glue them in, they'll look a little more secure, not quite so floppy. And then I'll fix these little doodads. And, you know, I may have to trim some of these little tails on this bow. Not sure, maybe. And I may even have to go buy some more greenery. I'm not sure. I might need a little bit more. But that's as it is right now. So, I don't know what you think. I think I might have to run up to Michael's and get a tad more greenery. But I think I'm going to go ahead and glue this stuff in and then see. So we'll see. I'll be back. Okay, I finished gluing it all together and this is what it looks like. And as you can see, I did take those acorns and I just glued them and kind of popped them in different places to give it a little bit more dimension. And you can't really see, but I did add a couple leaves in here, and then down here they're brown. And it's a good thing you weren't watching me. It's a good thing you weren't watching me when I was filming it, because I got glue on my pinky and I said a bad word. So I'm sorry you didn't hear. I mean, I'm glad you didn't hear it, but you know, it's a good thing. So anyway, they're all glued in. I glued in the pine cones, these little things, all these little wispy things. You know, I had them kind of laid in, and then I took them out. I did, hold on, let me pull you down. I did trim some of them, you know, as I stuck them in, the wire was a little bit long. So I trimmed that, and then I just put glue on the, like the tip of the acorn and kind of down the wire and popped it in. So, and I did get the bow tied in. And I'm not going to trim the tails. Hold on just a minute, let me show you. I'm not going to trim the tails. If the person I'm giving it to, glue, thinks she wants to trim them, then I'll let her. But, you know, for right now, I'm leaving them the way they are. And I think I have enough stuff. I mean, maybe if I had a few more little pieces of that, something, I might put it out here a little bit, but I don't, and I'm not going to go buy anything, you know. I think the big secret for me, I'm just saying for me, because I am floral challenged, is to start off with those clusters and put those in, and that gives you, like I said, your base. And then you just plug in wherever you see a bare spot, or you know, you think something needs, then you just have all your little florals that you've kind of clipped apart and just shove them in where you see a bare spot. And I really don't think you can go wrong, because let's face it, if I can do it, anybody can do it, and that's the honest truth. If you want me to do my way of making a funky bow, let me know and I'll video it. But like I said, Arlene at Arlene's Country Craft Corner and Kim at Sweet Daisy Creations do a fabulous job. And I know Arlene does have some tutorials, and she is a very good teacher. And I am not as precise as she. So anyway, I appreciate you stopping by. I hope you learned something. This is the first time I've ever really tried to do this on video, and it is kind of the cheating way to put the clusters in there. You know, I'm not doing it 100% from scratch. So try it, you know, stick them in there, don't glue them down, move them around, and then get your glue gun out and try not to burn your finger. So until next time, you all take care, and I'll see you then.